Yo, what is up, guys? We're with a brand new video, and today, guys, we're gonna be doing something pretty cool. We are upgrading the steering on the Losi LST, upgrading to some aluminum parts for it. I'm super excited, and yeah, guys, this video should be really cool. Yeah, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys. So, first thing that we're gonna be doing right now is removing this plate. I already got one screw out, one on the way. These two are drummed out with a flat head, but I decided last time I took this plate off that I'll put it back in because they're still pretty good. But yeah, guys, recently I just tuned this up too. So really quick, guys, so I was tuning it earlier because I noticed that there was some issues with my last video where this thing was kind of bogging and stuff like that. So I fixed that. I ended up, I guess it was also, first of all, it was the heat, and second of all, it was the fuel mixture. Because I did change oil percentages, I mixed it so it was probably around 10% oil instead of 14%. So, yeah, guys, I ended up leaning out the mixture on the low end and enriching it a little bit in the high end. I also stiffened up the suspension in the rear, so now this thing launches like a beast. There's no hesitations or anything like that you would see in the last video. But, yeah, now it's revving out a lot higher and everything like that. Which I'm kind of glad it wasn't revving out a lot higher last time, because it wasn't really blowing out a lot of smoke, which is not that good for a nitro motor. So it wasn't revving that high, which is good. There was still oil in the motor, so I mean, I think it's fine. It's only like I only ran 2 tanks through it, so not a big deal. But now it's all nice and tuned. It runs great now. No issues with it bogging out or a lot of smoke coming out, or really just any issues on the high end. Revs out. From a dig, it gets up and goes. So yeah, guys, got that all sorted out. I'm gonna get this plate off, and we're gonna change these arms right here to the metal ones. I'm super excited, guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So I was able to get this off. Two of these two screws were stripped. I was able to remove one and just have this one rotating. Yeah, I had to Dremel it. So yeah, as you can see, certain screws have certain issues, and yeah. That's why it's like that. I mean, oh well, it doesn't really do anything, it just make it look bad, but it's already scraped up and everything. That's just one of the issues with RC cars and stuff like that, is that these skid plates in certain cars and stuff like that, when you have screws facing downward on an off-road car, the Allen heads could get a little bit messed up over time. So yeah, not a big deal. Basically, all we have to do now, remove this little piece. Take one of these existing screws and you thread it. This is how you do it. This is kind of like one of those weird things, but you literally thread it into this hole right here, right? Just a little bit, and then you pull on it. Hold on 1 second. And after a little bit of wiggling and tugging, you get this post out. You set that post aside, and you could just be able to literally pop this off and slide it out. And it should work. You have to do it on both sides because there is a connecting rod right over here. This one's actually I kind of like, I'll show you guys how I rigged this up together because I had an issue with them. But yeah, we have plenty of replacements now. My dad purchased this, which is the braces for the Losi LST, as well as more bell cranks. So that's cool. I have the plastic ones here. I also have these metal ones, though, that my uncle supplied me that he had lying around. So I'm going to put these ones on here because they're actually a tad heavier and they'll be stronger and it'll look cool. But I also have these plastic replacements as well over here. These ones are slightly worn out, but these are good. So yeah, my father will have plenty of extra ones just in case, as well as if these do crack, I can always replace one. So yeah, guys. Yeah, we're gonna install these on, which I'm super psyched about. It should look really well with the anodized aluminum shocks as well as the diff cases. Should look cool. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go install these now. Alright, guys, so really quick, guys, I did some rigging up because I didn't have these parts a while ago when this broke. But as you can see, this is what they're supposed to look like right here. They're supposed to have this little hole, right? Because we do have 2 servos. So what's supposed to go in that hole is right here, if I can find it. I have it lying around here somewhere. Yep, right here. It's supposed to be this nice little aluminum rod just to hold everything together, basically, so that because it basically how this works is one servo powers each wheel, and then there's this little rod connected together, basically just holding everything so that so basically it just gets rid of a lot of the slop, and that this can't happen. So yeah, guys, this nice strong rod holds this all together. But what happened is that on this one, this hole that is supposed to go in worn out. So it just basically, this happened in the middle of a run, and I landed these tires pretty hard. These are already worn out. I kept on driving, but then when I turned off the servos, I was able to move the wheels like that. So notice that something is wrong. But yeah, guys, so I was able to measure this and make something slightly longer. And then this, we just drilled some holes in there. And this just goes right through here. And this kind of hooks underneath. And it worked really, really well ever since. But I figured, might as well. We have the upgrade. Oops, I dropped it. We have the upgrade. And we have other things to do it. So might as well just do it and get it done with. Make the car look a lot nicer. Get rid of some of the slop in the steering. And yeah, this thing won't be as, like, I guess you could say ghetto rigged as it used to be. So yeah, one more aluminum part to make it look nicer. And yeah, less of this. And what's kind of cool about this is a lot of steering setups run on bushings, but these have actually bearings in them, which is quite nice because it does get rid of a lot of the slop, makes things a little bit more smoother. So that's pretty cool. It's 2 bearings in here. I think that these have the aluminum ones have the bearings in them. Yep, they do. So actually, oh no, these ones are bushings, huh? So they have bushings in these ones. So I'm gonna put the bearings in here if I can make them work. If not, oh well. Metal bushing is still a lot better than what it had. I mean, no. Metal bushing is a lot better than just nylon bushing. So if that's the case, I'll just put a little bit of grease in there, and then it should just be fine. Just a little bit of the lithium grease. And yeah, we're going to go do that. So yeah, guys, let's go get this done. Alright, guys, so I got the whole assembly together. Managed to put the bearings in there. Got the rod with the grub screws with the little collars on the other side. So it's nice in there. The grub screws don't need to be super tight, but yeah, guys, it should just pop in with a little bit of finessing. I'm gonna go do that, and I'm gonna show you guys the aftermath. Alright, guys, with a little bit of finagling, I was able to get this in. When you put it in, you can't just have the rod all connected and put it in. You have to take it off, install it, and then get this little nut, like little sleeve with the grub screw on it, and like slide this little rod through, and then put the screw on after you put this side on. And so now everything is working nice and smoothly, which is awesome. What I'm gonna end up having to do is loosen up these little grub screws so there's a little bit more play, because as of right now it kind of slides on there a little bit. Not bad, but that's not that good. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of play, just so that when it's on the other side, when it's hanging, this rod will be hanging a little lower, and there won't be any touching. Like I said, most of the brunt of the tires and everything go straight to the servo, not to this rod. It's just to keep everything in line and stuff like that, really. So yeah, it doesn't really serve a big purpose, but it's also just there to be nice, so that when you steer one wheel, the other wheel goes. So yeah. Yeah, so we're just gonna have to loosen that up, bring it down a little bit, but that's until we get everything on first, because you know, I still have to put all the servo arms on and everything like that. And what I'm going to end up doing is, since these got moved around a little bit, well, not really, but I'm going to actually set the trim on the controller to 0 and start from scratch, because I was messing with the trim. So that's always what you want to do whenever you're messing with steering, because it's easier to adjust it with the controller if that's at 0, and then you adjust the car to be at 0. Same thing what you do when you do throttle trim for nitros. You don't have that on electric. So yeah, we're gonna go do that, set it to 0, and adjust everything. Okay, guys, so what I like to do to get these little arms balls right here to pop onto the links. Since there's not a lot of space to put a needle nose pliers down there, I like to get a flathead screwdriver and basically just pry from the bottom. What you want to do is compress your suspension with your hands and hold it with the same exact hand just so that it will line up with the ball, and then should just pop right on. So there we go, pops on. Just put a little bit of pressure, and now it's popped on, so you should have steering. And yes, we do. Look at that. So now everything, we're just gonna button up everything, put everything on, and then dial in the steering from these links right here so that we can get the wheels nice and straight. Or what I like is a little bit of toe out, just the slightest bit. There's a little bit of toe in on the rear wheels, a little bit of toe on the front wheels. So that's what I like, but you can really do anything you want. It just depends on what you are trying to do, as well as basically how you like your setup to be, which is quite nice. With the older arms, actually it has the exact arms as the front in the rear, especially same thing with these steering knuckles. It has in the rear with the older style arms, which is nice because you can essentially do rear steering because there's a servo port back here. But also, there's a lot more capabilities for tuning and adjusting because that allows you to do your toe in and toe out in the rear, which this car factory has toe in with the bigger knuckles, but it would not hold the power as well as the bigger ones. So it's just that's why the LST2 has them. So yeah, honestly, I never had any issues with toe in the rear and a little bit of camber. For a monster truck or basher, you don't really need it, and as well as honestly, it handles really, really well out of the box just like that. So yeah, we're gonna put this plate back on and everything, and we're gonna adjust this, put the wheel back on. I only have to take off the wheel because the camera is in the way, and we should have good steering and everything should work. We also just still have to adjust this little metal rod. Just move those down a little bit so that there's a little bit of play up and down so that it doesn't like rub through that little plastic piece right there. But yeah, guys, we've got the hard part done. Let's just put everything back together and call it a night. And one thing, guys, that I almost forgot that is super important, and I forgot to actually do it, but thank God I just caught myself with this. That would have been annoying. Where can I find this piece? Right here. Don't forget to take this piece that you slide out and push it back in. Essentially what this does is it just, I forgot how it goes. It essentially just, yeah, just like this, holds these pins in place and stiffens up the chassis a little more. Make sure you have that in there. And when you put also just basically just have to hold this up while you put the skid plate on. Yeah, just a little important part right there. Don't forget to put it back in because you also have a really high risk of stripping out more screws if you try to take this out and put that piece back in. So, yeah, guys, just trying to save you guys the hassle right here. I think I'd have caught that. That would have been annoying. All right, guys, let's put this plate back on, adjust the steering, and yeah, guys, it'll be the end of the video. All right, guys, so it is done. Everything is good. Steering is, yeah, straight, just how I like it. The slightest bit of toe out. So like if this wheel is straight, that wheel is slightly turning. So that's straight right there. Just a little bit. I might do it, depending on how this thing handles, I might put a little bit more toe in. See what we want to do. But yeah, for this last screw, there's a crack going down here in the chassis. And it was recently glued before I had it. It was always there. But it started to get a little bit worse, so I glued it back together with some more super glue. And so basically the threads are shot in here because the hole's starting to get a little bigger. So what I did was, I didn't actually use JB Welds. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't. I just used the black stuff, but I didn't use the red stuff, so it shouldn't, like, go solid and everything. It's just a little bit of putty, like a little bit of grease, so it holds it nice in there. I can't pick it out. I mean, I can if I, like, really try, but once you press it in there, it's kind of hard to get out. So, did that just so that it would stay in there, because I was thinking about just filling that hole with super glue, but the thing is that this screw is actually kind of vital. I didn't think it would be, but it does help with a lot of the flex if that's not there. See how this whole piece can move? That piece is solid, but this piece can move a little bit because of the screw is not there. So I put that screw in there, so it only flexes the slightest bit. Not enough to do anything crazy, but it does flex a tad bit. If I push it a little bit, you'll see it move. Where this side doesn't do that. So I needed to have that screw in there, so that's what I did. We'll see how that holds. If the screw falls out, I'll just put another one in there and try a different type of method, maybe put some hot glue or something like that. I don't want to do anything too crazy because I want to be able to take the screw off so I can take this plate off, because if I can't take that screw off, I'm done. Basically, I cannot access anything underneath here. I can still do the differentials, but nothing steering-wise or anything like that. So, or servos or anything like that. So, yeah, but it looks killer. So I have these bottle caps right here for a good reason. I have a plastic washer on the other side. But I will, in the next video, I'm thinking about doing a video of some RC tips and tricks that I'll show you guys. And there is a reason why I have this here. And there is a reason why I won't use metal washers to hold these on. So, yeah, guys, comment down below if you know the reason why. But next video, I'm going to be telling you guys all about that and a couple more Nitro RC/RC hacks that are good to know. Not really hacks, but just tips and tricks to help you have a more funner RC experience. But yeah, guys, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.